This was our walk from Lane Cove and down around to Greenwich Point. It's really close to the city and still super beautiful for a bit of green bathing and go for a bushwalk, but not too far away. First we started off in Lane Cove Bushland Park. You can do the Bob Stewart loop walk or a couple of other walks, and you can see the picture there of the Lane Cove Bushland Park, surrounded by residential urban areas. So sometimes you can hear the cars, but mostly it feels like you're on an actual isolated bushwalk area. We went on one of the hottest days in summer and it was still fine. You see some wildlife. There's a bush turkey on their bush turkey mound. Lots of bush turkeys around. And when they're little babies, they look like little brown fluff balls. Then we went across River Road. We had to come out, go across River Road and go to Gore Creek Reserve. And the sign there gave you a little bit of information about Gore Creek Reserve and also the fact that it's dogs on leads to protect the wildlife. These are some falls that you encounter really early on after River Road. You can sometimes hear River Road. And apparently people used to come all the way from Balmain to swim in those falls when they were pristine.
So you take a video for 2 seconds and just keep it on, and I'll have to. Alright,
so now they look a little polluted, very urban area. So they're called Lily Pilly Falls, and there's a bit of signposted information about them. People used to catch, ferries or come across and go swimming there or wash clothes in the falls themselves. And then there was a lot of timber cutting around the area. Pretty good pathway all the way around. Unfortunately, even though it is dogs on leads, sometimes you still come across a dog off a lead. I had to wait several minutes for the owner so I could have a word like I always do, because it's dogs on leads for the wildlife. And you could be walking with your kids, and suddenly you're confronted with a dog you don't know. Then we came out into Bob Campbell Oval. So if you look at that picture, we came out on the top left and walked down to the bottom left, past the old aqueduct. And then we had a look at the foreshore. It was really low tide. In high tide, the water comes all the way up there. And apparently a barge used to bring people into the area. Then we just took the short hike up the hill into the Greenwich shops area. You can go to the IGA or you can go to a couple of the cafes, which we did because it was a really hot day. Then we went a bit further down to Greenwich Point and did the walk around Greenwich Point. Also dogs on lead area. There's a picture. We started at the top and now we're going to take you around a bit on the Greenwich Point walk itself. So beautiful for right in the city, like super close to the city, but actually feels a little bit isolated and special. You get some good bushwalking and some good harbour views. And also some more wildlife. So water dragon sunning himself. You see quite a few of those actually. You can see over to Hunter's Hill there. And you see hardly anyone on the track, and if you do, they're pretty friendly. And there's a little beach section down there. You can have it, and at high tide, that's completely covered with water. But at low tide, you can pop down there, like Alexander has. Pop down and have a little look. Then we walked a bit further along around the headland. There's a little seat and a lookout, and you can, I'll show you with the camera, I'll nick around there to the left. And you can see Greenwich Point Wharf, Ferry Wharf. So you could come across from Circular Quay, anywhere else, and just do a nice little bushwalk around. You can see Cockatoo Island over there from the lookout. And around over to the Hunters Hill Point. So some really nice views and outlooks. And there's the Greenwich Point Ferry Wharf. And then we went a little bit further around. Again, dogs on leads. And it's a nice little park, only little, but straight in the middle of the shop there you can see the curve that is the top of the harbour bridge. Come around and you can see a bit of the city as well, so just a different view back into the city. You can see Balmain across the water there. And Cockatoo Island again. And that's us doing a bit of a selfie. It was such a hot day, but it was really great. Then we came around into Greenwich Baths. It's a shot from the back of Greenwich Baths as you come along. You walk behind them and then you come around into the baths. You can go down there and swim. I think it's October to April that they're open. And we followed Alexander's good suggestion and went down and had an ice cream. And that's another shot of the baths. Good for little kids. And then towards, you can see in the middle of the shot there, you can see the harbour bridge, the curve of the bridge, and then around to the city. So this is towards, the end of the bushwalk part of the bushwalk around Greenwich Point. Great view of the city. So a little bushwalk really close to, there's the Anzac Bridge as well in the background. So really close to the city, accessible, really pretty greenery spaces and nice water views. It was just a simple little walk. There is also like a Shell refinery depot where big boats come in and unload. I think it's oil, but I could be wrong. Anyway, thank you for having a look at our little weekend